Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Blade 2, starring Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, Ron Perlman, Lenore Varela, Norman Reedus, and Luke Goss, and directed by Guillermo del Toro. I don't remember this movie too much coming out, but I remember seeing the trailers a long time ago. So what did I think of it? And I didn't see this in theaters, but what do I think of it now? Let's talk about it. This movie is shot in some beautiful countries, such as the Czech Republic, for example. But I don't know where other places are, but they look so beautiful. And Mr. Del Toro, you're really good at location shots. Some doctor has the Freddy Krueger clause, like, am I in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie? Because that was kind of a bold choice. We pick up right where the first Blade ended, 5 minutes after we start the movie, where Blade, again played by Wesley Snipes, hunting for the corpse of Whistler, played by Chris Christopherson, who I thought he died from the last movie, but the vampires kept him alive all this time. Why did they not kill him is a problem to me for this movie. I don't know, that's where you got me. Blade is once again a one-note character, and it's still a problem with the movie until we meet the team of vampires to hunt a bigger enemy called Nomak. Scud is a very funny character for Blade's assistant and replacement of Whistler, although he dies at the end, so yeah, that's probably not the right way to put it. The fight between Blade and Nisa and another ninja was a good cartoony fight, and kind of like how The Matrix did it in 1999, except The Matrix did it 2 times better than this, as far as CGI goes. We get introduced to the Blood Pack, including Chubba, played by this actor that I recognized him from the Fast and the Furious movies, well, starting with the first one, and then he was in the 5th one as well, named, let's see if I got it here, Matt Scholes. And Reinhardt, played by future Hellboy by 2 years after this movie came out, Ron Perlman, who I'm a big fan of after Hellboy. He has amazing presence. I like the fight between Blade and Nomak. It's a good fight and rough and very R-rated. I also like being in the world of Guillermo del Toro more than the world of Stephen Norrington. Seriously, it's a fantastic world to be in. It makes me want to do a Guillermo filmography like I did with Christopher Nolan and Edgar Wright. When they're examining the body of a wounded Reaper man with a... It was fascinating how their bodies work. Like I said, I love the world of Guillermo del Toro more than Stephen Norrington's world. While the fight for their lives with Blade and Chubba and Reinhardt start beating up Whistler, and begins to, well, not Blade, because Blade was somewhere else, and to betray Blade and put him down and knock him out, and while they lied to them, including Blade and Whistler from day one, Scud lies about being a familiar and betrays Blade as well, which will lead to Blade versus Reinhardt first. It was sad that Ron Perlman died, but I'm a fan of, because I'm probably a fan of his, but it was still a good slice for a villain. Second, Blade versus Nomak's second round was a pretty brutal battle, and Blade eventually kills Nomak and brings Nisa to be in a peace in the sunrise and gorgeous view, by the way, but had a good ending when Blade kills off the guy who Blade left alive at the beginning of the movie. So that's... yeah, I actually like the way how this movie turned out, because it's better than the first one. Let's get to the review, or the rating right now. I'll give this movie a 7.1 out of 10. This is definitely better than the first Blade movie, and I'm glad that this is a Guillermo del Toro picture until we get to next week's movie. Maybe I'll think about doing a Guillermo del Toro filmography. We'll see. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and I'll be back next week for Blade Trinity. And until next time, it's open season for all sucky.